Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Moments channel. Today we're going to talk about something that can't be faked, the kind of gaze that holds more meaning than 1,000 words. Have you ever seen someone look at another person so deeply that you just know it's not just a casual glance? Well, today we're going to break down Jungkook's gaze toward Jimin, not just captivating, but hinting at something they might have wanted to keep hidden all along, yet could never truly conceal. Get ready, because after this, you might just see Jikook in a completely different light. Jungkook's gaze toward Jimin always says more than words ever could. For the longest time, whenever Jimin is near, Jungkook simply can't stop looking at him. Whether someone else is talking or they're attending an important event, Jungkook's attention is always fixed solely on Jimin. That gaze isn't just from a friend or a groupmate. It's the look of someone completely taken, as if Jimin has become part of his life, as if he has already chosen Jimin as someone who truly matters. What's interesting is that this look isn't a one-off thing. It's a habit. We've seen it over and over again, in various moments and places. Every time Jimin speaks, Jungkook looks at his face for a long time, completely undistracted. His facial expression changes only when he's with Jimin. Sometimes he looks down, sometimes he bites his lip, and at other times he smiles shyly, as if feeling something strong but unsure how to express it. These reactions never appear when he's with others. Only when he looks at Jimin does that shyness appear, like a love too deep to say out loud. His gaze isn't just about love. There's deep affection, a special connection that needs no explanation. That look is full of emotion and sincerity. When someone looks at you like that, with so much attention and tenderness, it's because you truly mean something to them. Because they value you more than words can say. Without saying a single word, Jungkook has shown through his eyes that Jimin is someone incredibly special in his life. This isn't acting. It's not a staged moment. This is raw, honest, spontaneous emotion. There are moments that speak louder than words. One such moment happened when Jimin fell asleep on the floor during the Are You Sure shoot. Jungkook stopped and stared at him silently for a few seconds. In that silence, everything was clear. It wasn't just a friend watching another friend sleep. It was someone unable to hide the depth of his feelings. When someone looks at another person so intently and unhurriedly, it's because something is moving in their heart. Jungkook doesn't look at Jimin like an ordinary friend. He looks at him as if he's something precious, as if the world stops for a moment. The camera captures more than just an image. It reveals that Jungkook is captivated by Jimin's presence. His eyes don't wander. His body stays still, as if something within him wants to remain there, silent, calm, savoring Jimin's presence. And this hasn't just happened once or twice. Jungkook doesn't just stare, he listens to Jimin with full attention. His expression is full of devotion. Every word Jimin says seems to carry deep meaning for Jungkook. You can see it in how he follows Jimin's movements, in how his face softens, in how his gestures become more relaxed. It's as if everything Jimin says matters to him. Even before Jimin speaks, Jungkook already wants to listen. Many people say Jungkook looks at Jimin like a husband looks at his wife, and that's not an exaggeration. It's the kind of look that only appears when something is serious, deep, and built over time. That gaze isn't casual, it's not just ordinary affection. It's a look born out of trust, of a bond unmeasured by time. From the Jikook perspective, these kinds of moments are clear evidence of what many have long suspected, that the relationship between Jungkook and Jimin is more than just friendship or simple closeness. For Jikookers, these tiny details are major clues. Because it's not just about how Jungkook looks at Jimin, it's about when, how, and what happens during those moments. Every time that gaze happens, the world around them seems to disappear. No audience, no cameras. Just the two of them, as if they're living in a universe only they know. This kind of visual connection can't be faked. No matter how often they perform or do choreography together, what happens in that gaze never happens with anyone else. That's why when someone says, "This is real," they're not just imagining things. That feeling lingers, floating like a truth that refuses to be spoken aloud. Jungkook doesn't just look at someone he loves. He looks at him as if he's chosen him. As if there's no need to say, "I love you," because his eyes are already shouting it. For anyone observing closely, it's impossible to ignore a connection that deep. That gaze is a reflection of something that doesn't need a label. It just needs to be felt, with the heart, just like Jikookers do. Beyond the gaze, another striking part of Jimin and Jungkook's relationship is their gestures when they're together. The way they interact goes beyond the boundaries of ordinary friendship. Natural touches, searching for each other's eyes, sitting side by side like they are one. We've seen this happen repeatedly. And most intriguingly, it only happens when they're with each other. Not something they do with others. It's something exclusive. When two people repeat the same gestures unconsciously, it's because it comes from the heart. It can't be faked. In Jungkook's case, every small movement follows a pattern. For instance, when he touches Jimin to calm him down, or when he leans slightly, as if seeking comfort or closeness. These actions are done so often they've become a part of how they are when they're together. And they do it confidently, with ease, without awkwardness. This isn't just casual friendship. This is a genuine emotional connection. In many captured moments, the closeness between Jimin and Jungkook feels so natural it's as if the world belongs only to them. They don't need to talk to understand each other. Their bodies respond to one another spontaneously. If one moves, the other follows. If one touches, the other reacts. Small gestures, but full of meaning. It doesn't matter if they're in front of cameras or surrounded by people, all of it happens naturally, without pretending. This shows a bond built on trust, affection, and deep familiarity. For Jikookers, these aren't just sweet moments, but growing proof gathered over time. Because when you look more closely, these behaviors happen consistently, and they couldn't exist without intimacy, understanding, and comfort between them. What stands out the most in their relationship isn't what they say, but what they do unconsciously. When they're together, everything changes. They touch each other without hesitation, move closer without boundaries, and look at each other with a natural ease that needs no explanation. And this is where the power of the Jikook narrative lies. Not in statements, but in the unspoken things that can still be felt. The way Jungkook pauses, the way his eyes follow Jimin even when no one's watching, the expression full of focus that lasts only seconds. All these form a story that doesn't need to be made up, because the story is already real. The statement that Jungkook looks at Jimin like a husband isn't just a random phrase. It's a way of saying that he doesn't just admire or care for him, he's reached a level of intimacy where there's an unspoken promise. It's not the gaze of someone looking from a distance, but someone who's already part of the other's life. An emotionally possessive gaze, as if Jimin is home. Interestingly, sometimes the strongest signs of love are hidden in the very things they try to keep private. That's why many people believe what they see isn't an illusion, but a truth that keeps revealing itself every time Jungkook lets his feelings show through his eyes. And this is where the role of Jikookers becomes truly important. They are the ones who notice the details that often go overlooked. They connect the threads of a story woven in silence, in eye contact, and in small gestures that, when put together, form a grand narrative that can't be denied. Because the power of the unspoken is this: it doesn't need outside proof. It only needs to be seen with an open heart. And that's it, all the little things that actually hold a big story. Gazes, gestures, shy smiles, all of them are not just coincidences. What seems simple on the surface holds extraordinary emotional depth. So, for those of you who also believe that love can be seen in just a pair of eyes, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because here we'll keep exploring the heart-fluttering moments between Jungkook and Jimin, two names, one never-ending story. See you in the next video. Jikook Moments, because love sometimes needs no words.